Look at that. Wasted on You by Morgan Wynn on Go Country 105. Anyway, so we're here with this thing. And me a lot. I'm not sure why. I don't know why I keep getting this. Why is this? Why is that? How did you find me again? Just kidding, just kidding. Anyway, a while back I promised you guys that I was gonna do so we'll see how many we can get through here. Morning with went to his awesome garage. It's a little bit like Noah's Ark. He's got all kinds of amazing creatures living in there. They got turtles, all my favorite friends. Anyway, except the birds. We don't have any of the birds, but those are fun because I can go to the awesome place and take videos with a drone when DJI doesn't ground me. But anyway, let's get on with this thing real quick. And also, oh, the other thing is, Buddy Russell was nice enough to give us back the Raspberry Pi. So Steve is working on building that cool new trike robot. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But yeah, always good stuff. Always good stuff. And a lot of stuff is just happening like the snowballing effect. Like things are just going on and on and on, and a lot of good things are happening, which is great. It's really great. Looks like my buddy Devin is getting the Frozen mini resin printer, and I let him know which resins I use. He might use different ones. Doesn't matter. But the point is, the Frozen mini resin printer has found a new home, and that's great. So now we know that Russell has one, Charles has one, old printers, and a bunch of others have awesome printers that now have nice homes to live at. Anywho, so good stuff. So we said, we talked about the live stream that we did this morning with Charles. I don't think anybody got to see it. And I said the thing about Steve working on the trike robot, which is awesome. And I talked about Russell helping us out with the channel. And then I said that our buddy Devin, geez, if only I could remember words and names and things. Seriously. Anyhow, we're back at this. And before we start, because I got sidetracked again. Squirrel, Squirrel of justice. Anyway, did I mention that Eli, the computer guy, has started up his, he calls it Silicon Derby. I call it Silicon Dojo Derby because in the beginning it was Silicon Dojo that he was building, and so I get it wrong. But anyway, I'll continue to call it Silicon Dojo Derby because it's just me. But anyway, that's pretty cool. And then there's lots of ballsy people around here, like whoever, that awesome person from OC Rocks USA who sent me the stone. Anyway, let's get on with this. This free personality test. Let's see what kind of ridiculousness has been sent to me. So it says, do you make thoughtless remarks or accusations which later you regret? I don't know. Have you seen the channel? I don't know if I have to actually respond to that one. That was a pretty easy one to respond to. So then number 2 is, when others are getting rattled, do you remain fairly composed? Yes. Been a lot of situations where I found myself in danger, or also awkward situations where like things were thrown at me, and kind of stayed calm, or like on the channel you guys see sometimes my inventions or my creations catch fire or break or something, and I'm usually pretty calm during those instances too. I'm not saying that I'm always like that. I mean, I've never been to war, so I don't know what that would be like, but generally speaking, in a sort of relaxed, normal kind of environment, I'm pretty relaxed. So yeah, fairly composed. Do you browse through railway timetables, directories, or dictionaries just for pleasure? No. I really don't. I'd rather browse through different social like tables, directories, and look up the occasional word on Google because I can't remember how to spell it, because that's issues with dyslexia. But that's not something that I do for pleasure. It's something that I have to do. All right, so let me see. Number 4 is, when asked to make a decision, would you be swayed by your like or dislike of the personality involved? No, basically, I'm very, very practical. I'll make a decision based on the best, like the usual stuff. You got a problem, you got a solution. So something is broken, how do you fix it? Like just go to the easiest way to fix the problem. And a lot of people don't like me because of that, because I just try to always go with the sort of the mechanical engineer, or the mechanic who's trying to fix a car kind of doing stuff. So I completely disregard all the emotions involved in any kind of situation, and sometimes I get in trouble for that, because it's like, that may be too much of a cynical approach or whatever. Anyway, do you get occasional twitches of your muscles when there is no logical reason for it? Spasms? Not really. Would you prefer to be in a position where you did not have the responsibilities of making decisions? Yeah. Reconnect. We talked about politics for a second, and the live stream failed. I was just saying, so just in case the question was not answered because of politics reasons, and the internet just suddenly giving me the cloud of doom. Are we back? Are we back? The second you talk about politics, bad things happen? I don't know. I'm actually in a spot where the connection should be fine, and I actually should be able to get Wi-Fi from the nearby building, so I don't know. You talk about politics for 5 seconds. Anyway. So where would we get to? Are your actions considered unpredictable by other people? I would probably say yes. I tend to be in the strange category, which is why I don't typically fit into anything, even when it comes to politics. Not left, not right. Sometimes not even middle. Just strange. Anyway, here we go. So then we got to number 9. Do you consider more money should be spent on Social Security? Social Security, I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Does it have anything to do with that famous universal basic income? Probably not. Anyway, do other people interest you very much? Sure. Yeah. I have an interest in people. But this is a little bit, you see, this is kind of open-ended question. Like, how do you answer that? That's probably why I failed at all my interviews. Like, and people always probably, because there's a certain way that you're supposed to answer questions during interviews, and I fail at it because I'm just honest. I'll just give you my 2 cents on everything, which is probably not what you should do. You should probably cater it to the audience. That's why I can do the things that I do on this channel, because there's no way that any other company will ever hire me again. But children, learn from this. When you go to an interview, you need to cater your vocabulary and everything that you say to the ears of who is actually trying to hire you. You just want to tell them what they want to hear. Yeah. Anyway, so hopefully that is a little bit of little nuggets of wealth there. So then, is your voice monotonous rather than varied in pitch? I think it's pretty like, angular. We can say that. Pitchy. Do you normally let the other person start the conversation? Yes, I do, because I tend to be pretty shy. Unless there's a circumstance in which I am required to speak first, I'd rather listen. So anyway, are you readily interested in other people's conversations? No, I don't particularly like to pry into other people's business. If it happens that I do listen into something because somebody's like at another table and I'm just listening to it, I never try to make anybody feel bad or judge for what I hear. So, but I'm not interested in, let me find out what those people are doing. Like, if they're really loud, you don't have a choice, right? So then, would the idea of inflicting pain or on games, small animals, or fish prevent you from hunting or fishing? Vegan. What do you think? What do you think? Huh? I guess fishing is okay so long as you put the fish back in the water afterwards. Although they will suffer a certain amount of pain because they get hooked, don't they? Anyhow, are you often impulsive in your behavior? I think the people who follow the channel should be able to answer that one pretty easily. Yes, I am very impulsive. Do you speak slowly? It depends. It depends. Sometimes I speak really slowly because I want my message to be, to come across and be kid friendly enough that, even a child of 2 or 3 can understand exactly what I'm saying. Are you usually concerned about the need to protect your health? Yeah, in some cases, yes, because sometimes I don't rely on the government or the people around to protect me, and sometimes I feel like I'm not being told all the truth and what is required. So sometimes I go over the top and I overprotect myself just in case. But most importantly, I overprotect the people that I care about more than I protect myself. Because a lot of times I'll do things that on the channel and stuff are a little bit dangerous, and so, but it's mostly controlled stuff that I know for the most part is not going to cause real damage to myself. I mean, what really matters is that I don't cause damage to others. Whatever. When it comes to me, sometimes things will happen. But anyway, so does an unexpected... they ask you the same question twice. That's pretty weird. So maybe they're trying to figure out if you're lying or you're just going through the questionnaire on purpose. Looks like this question came out twice. And this kind of thing happens to me a lot because I do lots of reviews. I am a reviewer. Before I started doing YouTube, every day, like as a profession thing, I do many reviews. So I noticed that they do that a lot in questionnaires. Is they'll ask you the same question again. So does an unexpected action cause your muscles to twitch? And the answer is no, because I don't have, what is that called? Epilepsy. Epilepsy? Anyway, it's a condition. So no, I don't have that. Are you normally considerate in your demands on your employees, relatives, and pupils? Always. Always respect, always be humble, because you never know if one of your pupils will teach you something. Even if they're like 2 years old, they could still teach you something. And so that's where I stand there. Number 20, do you consider that you could give a valid snap judgment? Usually no. I don't like to make spontaneous, very fast decisions, especially when it's something very important. I like to take it slow. And I like to be responsible with the outcomes and the advice that I give out. I don't want to do an impulse recommendation and then find out that I was wrong, and then that could snowball into problems for the other person, which would really suck. And so I don't do that. If it's a life and death kind of situation where you're driving and you need to make that split-second decision, well, then you have no choice but to do it. But under like nice circumstances, no, I don't do that. Let's see. Do your past failures still worry you? Well, yeah, they're always in the back of my mind, which is why I then try not to repeat them. That's kind of like how you try to avoid your own history repeating itself. That's more important even than the common histories, because you can only control what you can do in your own environment. And yeah, good luck with getting other people to do what you want. So yeah. Let's see, do you find yourself being extra active for periods lasting several days? Yeah, I'm basically wired a bit like the guy in Prison Break, where my brain just keeps going. Even when I'm sleeping, it just keeps thinking about things that I'm going to do the next day on the channel and whatever. So I'm constantly wired to which is why I never really get rest. So there we go. Do you resent the efforts of others to tell you what to do? Sure. I'm just like John Locke from Lost, if you've ever watched that. You can't tell me what to do, and you can't tell me what I can't do. Um, I will follow my conscience and the general guidelines from the Ten Commandments, or similar things, because the Ten Commandments are pretty much apply to every religion, and so basically the moral code. Yeah. And based on that, I do my best. But if you go and cross the line on me, then try to step on my head and stuff, then I'll be pretty upset. So, is it normally hard for you to own up and take the blame? No. I have no problem telling you that I screwed up 3 ways across Sunday or whatever. If I made a mistake, you'll know, because I'll tell you. I'll tell you, and I'll apologize. I'll over apologize, and sometimes people will wonder if I'm actually being apologetic. But yeah, that's where I stand. Where do you stand? Anyway, so do you have a small circle of close friends rather than a large number of friends? Speaking acquaintances? Well, yes. In real life, I only speak to maybe I don't know, 5 to 10 people throughout the week. Yeah. So very, very close. But then on social media, I have like so many people that I talk to, so long as they're willing to email me or respond to comments on the various social media platforms. I'll talk to everybody. Anybody who's willing to communicate with me, be it a hater, be it a lover, be it whatever, be it male, female, non-binary, galactic, whoever wants to show up and drop a comment on any of my social media platforms and email me. I'm very friendly with everybody. And even if you want to try to get a rise out of me and write a nasty comment, I won't write a nasty comment back at you. I might write something snarky. That'll be it. All right, so then is your life a constant struggle for survival? Yes. Isn't everybody's? That's kind of how you live on planet Earth. You're constantly struggling, whether you are rich, poor, or in the middle. You're always fighting different scenarios, which force you out of your eternal bliss, because for those of us who understand what it's like to be in meditation and to achieve inner peace, some of us have reached that goal, but we like to stay in that zone. And unfortunately, life gets in the way of that, so you get sucked out of that zone. Things happen on the road, things happen with the family, things happen with friends, and sometimes you get sucked out of that zone. But yeah, I hope that answered your question. Do you often sing or whistle just for fun? All right, somebody in the channel answer that one for me. Somebody in the channel can answer that in the comments below. I don't need to answer that one. Are you considered warm-hearted by your friends? You can never know people as much as you wish you could. I would like to think that that my friends and people that know me would consider me to be warm-hearted, but again, how well do you know people, right? Considering, the way that the world is and things, and how well you know your spouse and whatever, who knows what they do or whatever. So who knows? I would like them to think that I'm warm-hearted, but you never know. You get hate from everybody. So one thing I learned when I was about 21, because I stopped trying, is you can't please everybody. You can try to please everybody, but then it just ends badly for somebody. So okay, so question 29: would you rather give orders than take them? To be honest, I'd rather nobody was, given orders to anybody, and that people could just live their lives as they pleased. So one thing that this is how I feel about how a man talks to a woman, how a woman talks to a man. I don't think anybody should be dictating orders to anybody. That's a very much dependency and dictatorship kind of environment that should not exist anymore. People can make friendly suggestions to each other, and then it is up to you whether you go for it or not. Even if you're a boss and you're telling your employees to do something, you know, if you don't do like all those ultimatums and stuff, or like getting violent, all of that should go away. But anyway, those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments. Anyway, so that's how I feel about that. Nobody should. I think there was a conversation I had with somebody, and he was like, if you can tell me what to do, you know, you can tell me what to do, but if you can't. And the key here is there needs to be consent there. There needs to be a mutual understanding and consent. So if I decide to work for somebody, and basically there's a contract and all that stuff, so long as they stay within the boundaries of the contract and they're not being violent or dangerous or harassing me, whatever, then most likely I will be able to agree to all the things that they ask me to do. There we go. There we go. But beyond that, no. Right? So, would you rather give orders and take them? Okay. Do you enjoy telling people the latest scandal about your associates? No, I don't. I don't like any drama at all. I like the drama, hoo-hoo-ha, snark, and stuff like that. So long as nobody's, you know, getting hurt by it. You know, like I'll watch Jim Carrey stuff and comedians and all that kind of stuff. Sure, but I don't like rumors. I don't like how people play dirty games and then hurt each other and backstab each other. No. It says, could you agree to strict discipline if it's fair? If it's fair discipline, yes, I could agree to strict discipline. It needs to be fair. It needs to be honest. It needs to be, you know, moral. Would the idea of making a complete new start cause you much concern? No, I've restarted my life so many different times that no. I've left belongings behind me. I've moved from one country to another. I've restarted my life and possessions many times. So it doesn't bother me at all from that perspective. I've been a bit of a wanderer, a gypsy, if you will. A gypsy at heart. Country boy at heart. But as far as now I'm old, so I don't like to go around and do stuff anymore. So I like being in one place. And as far as belongings go, you guys see it in the channel. What usually happens is if there's something that I've used for a long time but I can't use it anymore, or an awesome company has given me a new one to review, I put the other one off as a gift, and so someone else can enjoy it. So I'm not really about ownership of objects, of things, and also I don't particularly believe in ownership of people, like either, like that whole thing. Even from a business standpoint, when somebody wants to leave a company, they should be able to leave it without being fired, without being derided, without being coerced or demeaned and all that stuff. And same thing should be with a marriage. It should, if things don't work out, people should be able to close that page and open, turn a new leaf fairly quickly, in my opinion. But that's not how it works. So those are my thoughts. Again, if you guys want to put any of your thoughts in the comments, that'd be fantastic. Because, yeah, life is better when comments arise, especially on this channel. So do you make efforts to get others to laugh and smile? All the time, I would say, all the time. Even if it's laughing at my expense. I know, that's why you're here. That's why you're here on this channel. Do you refrain from complaining when the other person is late for an appointment? Yeah, I try not to stir the pot. I try not to make a big fuss or deal out of things, because things do happen. Things do happen. I can get upset when things happen over and over and over. But if you just make one little mistake, I don't go crazy. I'm rather calm. Are you sometimes considered by others spoil sport? But sometimes yes, but not on purpose. Not on purpose. Just because I speak my mind. That's why. So sometimes when I speak my mind and I'm trying to be practical, I get called cynical, and that's why most of the time I just shut up and I don't say anything. But my tongue. Yeah, so would you admit you were wrong just to keep the peace? Yes, I've done that a lot. That's basically marriage. That's marriage in a nutshell. You just shut up and you pretend that you did something wrong. And you just move on, because otherwise the doghouse always has extra spots for you to live in. But the good thing about doghouses is that Pelosi hasn't figured out how to tax them yet. If you live in the doghouse, you don't have to pay taxes. Shh, it's our little secret. Our little secret, don't tell her. Anyway, are you rarely happy unless you have a special reason? No, I'm actually happy all the time. I try to make the most out of whatever I've got. I'm a half glass full kind of guy. Doesn't mean I don't get depressed. Doesn't mean I'm not. But in general, I'm unless the circumstances around me are causing issues, I'm a pretty happy guy. Pretty happy guy. And yeah, I'll just deal with the hand that I'm dealt with. Jeez, that's why I don't play poker. Do you take reasonable precautions to prevent accidents? All the time. Does the idea of talking in front of people make you nervous? Yes. I don't like being in the public, like on a big stage. Unless there's a couple of people with me, I don't like being on stage all by myself. I couldn't Russell Brand you at all. That's why there's only one Russell Brand. If I'm gonna be on a big stage, I'd probably need a couple of kind ladies to hold my hand. Shh. That's a secret. It's a secret. Anyway, if you saw an article in a shop, obviously mistakenly marked lower than its correct price, would you still try to get it at that price? Oftentimes, I would let people know that this looks wrong. Strangely enough, just like if I find a coin on the floor, even if it's a penny, I strongly believe that if you take advantage out of something that is not meant for you, then that's a big problem. All right. Anyway, I've got to go.
Hi, I'm crazy.
Wow. The winner of the cuteness award is here. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys. Responsibilities. I got responsibilities to attend to.
Because of me.